Yeah. Hey. Welcome to the network, where I'm leveling out my net worth. Gonna be raising mountains till my neck hurt. Got the culture on my shoulders, why they thinking about their next verse. I'm dropping the bag for my next hurt. Welcome to the network. What's going on, man? It's your boy Blaze, 109.1 of Blaze It Up Radio in the building. You already know we teamed up with Music Breaker, and we got another exclusive. Welcome to the Dope Bar. You feel me? We have the amazing and the beautiful Ekela Dixon in the building. How are you doing, love?
Hi.
Yes. Now, anybody that have seen the promo already that we did, y'all were able to see the video, and y'all know we ain't playing no games. Already know a couple kids already have been conceived the way.
Yeah, it's true.
How are you doing?
I'm okay, considering the state of the world. I think I'm doing okay. Yeah.
That's doing really, really good. That is good. Yeah, the state of the world is on a whole nother level, but what's
right? Yeah, I think, when you consider that,
I
could be way worse.
Yes, I already know some people that's way worse. But then at the same time, on the flip side, this whole pandemic has been a blessing in disguise for, so it's
It's all about perspective.
Yes, big time. My opinion is I always say it's all about being prayed up regardless.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So let's just dive right into it. Well, first off, I got my wine, it's a dope bar. I got it, straight.
I get it. Drink for me. I can't.
I got you. I even throw the pinky up for you real quick.
Thank you. I'm feeling more refreshed already. Thank you.
Beautiful. So let's dive right into it. Like, let the world know who you are.
My name is Ekela, and I am a singer, songwriter, producer. I do a lot of writing and production and vocal production specifically. A lot of people know me to be very heavily focused on developing young singers and emerging singers and new singers. I have a artist development company that's focused on vocal development that's based in New York City. But since the pandemic, I have clients from all over, Houston, LA, Vegas, everywhere. And that's my trade. There isn't anybody who does it like I do. So I think that's why that's how people know me, to offer this kind of holistic artist development that's really focused on spiritual and mental grounding before entering the music industry. And then, I'm a mom. I just had my second.
Congratulations, by the way. Congratulations. Your first?
No, that's my second. Yeah.
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah.
12.
It's awesome. Oh man, my first son is 7, so he's not up in the things yet, but we're getting there.
Man, you're just to say what you do, your trade is so, and I believe it's so important, and so many artists, I would say 90% of them is out here have no idea that if they had you, how much more prepared they would be.
The music industry is a whirlwind, and I've seen it take down so many beautiful people.
Yes.
So I started my company. We were focused on just voice coaching at first, and it's just me. It was just me, and I ended up bringing in people who kind of had the same belief system as me. And the music industry is, it's taken a number. It's done its number on me. Yeah. I've been making music since I was 17 years old. I've been performing since I was 8, and I think that if I didn't have what I have in my parents, if I didn't have what I have in my friends, if I didn't have support and direction, I definitely would have been lost. Yeah. And I noticed that the singers I was working with, they had so much anxiety. There was so much depression. There was so much PTSD. There's so much fear. You know what I mean? And it's just wow, you can't operate like that. So then I brought in, other types of coaches, performance coaches. I brought in yoga. I brought in a psychotherapist. You know what I mean? Like, because it was like, okay, let's see if we can work out these kinks before you guys pop. Because so often we see artists who pop and then they can't handle the pressure.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And they end up, on drugs, or they end up, turning to things that don't benefit them and don't benefit the art. And it's so easy to judge, from the outside looking in when you're not a part of the music industry. But like, I tell people who do not, who aren't in the industry all the time, like you have no idea. Like, you don't know how people in this industry take advantage of your like low self-esteem, or the fact that like your parents never supported you. Like, it's so easy to find a loophole in an artist and take advantage. And like, I just wanted to counter that with my company. So that's what I do now.
Oh God, your freaking company. Like, like I've been doing this as well since I was 16, 35 now. So I've been screwed over, chewed up.
Right. We've seen it.
Yeah.
We've seen it.
All over the place. And thank God for, me having a strong like foundation when it came to family and support system. So when I was chewed up and spit out or whatever, I had all that support to be able to, get back up, keep going. And it didn't conquer me. But I was just blessed because I know so many. And then for the longest time, I'll see an artist, like while I'm going through it, an artist will come out and then find out they're on drugs or they mess something up, and I'm like, man, give me that money, I'll show them how to.
Right. Isn't that the first thing you say? Like, man, you don't even know what you got.
Let me get that. Let me show you how to spit that properly. Okay.
Right. No, you're right.
But yeah, you hit the nail on the head, like dealing with all of those things. Like, oh my God, that is crazy.
Yeah. It's hard to deal with it when you have support. So like, imagine, what I'm saying? Like,
you don't have it.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. Like, you just have no idea. We gotta be so much more graceful with each other, especially with artists and people who are in the public eye. Like, you just don't know. Like, you have no idea.
Man, if we would have known each other in like 2012, I started my own company where I was bringing in my own artists, and it was just bringing them in, recording and producing.
Yeah.
I didn't know the proper way to prepare them. Like, they just wanted to jump out. I'm like, right. There's a whole lot more to this, but I didn't know the proper way to teach them.
Well, also, artists are very stubborn. You know what I'm saying? Like, when an artist wants to put out music, you can't stop them.
Extremely. So
there's also that too. There's so many factors, and I deal with it in my company as well. Like, we put out music, but the focus is on developing the artist to be like well-rounded and really ready. Yeah, that's who I am.
I love that so much. So so doing that, what made you, or how long have you been? I'm sure this isn't your first song or your first video that you ever put out. So.
Video, yeah. Well, no, it's my second video, but maybe my third. No, Dad, I guess I have done videos. No, you know what it is? There's a part of my career that was so traumatic that I literally removed it from my brain. And it's funny because people still come to me, and they'll be like, oh my God, I remember when you put out your first album in 2008, and I'll be like, all right, girl, I won't talk about it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But people don't know, what's behind the art. And people also don't know that as artists, when we put work out, we're putting it out to like get it out of us. Like, literally, it needs to get out.
Oh my God. The best.
People don't get it. No, people don't get it
at all.
So they want to talk about it. So like, I will tell you, like Catalyst, for example, I don't mind talking about it because I wasn't in a place that it was hard to talk about. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, people ask me about, like, I had a different name. I used to go by the name Ekela Bliss. I was signed to, an indie label, and I wouldn't call it the best situation, but people loved that music, and that music is still making me money, so people still talk to me about it, and it still came from me. It's still my art. It's just so when people ask me about my Catalyst video, I'm like, oh yeah, that's my first video. And in reality, it's not that it's my first video, it's that it's the first video where I felt completely in control. It's my first video that was completely trauma-free. I felt like I had a team of people around me that cared about me, and I felt like it came together the way that I wanted it to, and it impacted people the way I wanted it to. So like it was my first video in that sense, but not my first time working on a video now.
Nice. Wow, that's, oh God. I am so in love with this interview right now. I'm so in love with this interview right now because like this, we're only in what, like the second question, you know,
so
and we've already been in such depth, and I do a lot of interviews, and man, like oh,
I'm really glad I could do it. I'm really glad I could be a part of this for you today. I spent days with you.
And I'm so glad that you were able to make the time. I mean, being a new I know how it is.
Yeah, I'm cool. It's all right. I'm made for this, you know.
That's what I'm talking about. So I mean, you don't understand. I'm all, it's a wrap now. So I'm like, forget what I already had planned. I'm just going. Oh yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's go for it.
Straight up. So, all right, my goodness. So this being, because we were like, this video trauma free. So it's like the experience of this video now in a, you know, living in the pandemic, everything that had to adjust. What were the adjustments like for you?
Well, that video we shot before the pandemic. We shot that video in 2019. And it started to really do numbers like in the summer of 2019. And then over the course of the pandemic, I mean, I guess because people were like inside, you know, I guess that's what kind of made people like get like attached to it because they're home. You know, the kind of like feel of the video, it made people like watch it more. And then I started to get people who were like really reaching out to me like, oh my God, I've watched this video 10 times. They're like, I've listened to this song 50 times. And I'm like, 50? Okay.
They've been playing like 175.
That's dope. Thank you. I appreciate that. But it's still weird. It's still a weird thing because I'm like, you know, you go to the next song. What's the next song on the playlist?
You got to be able to appreciate. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to.
No, I am definitely appreciative, but it's just so funny. It's still a weird feeling for people to say like, I'm listening to your music on repeat.
No, not you. I know you appreciate it. To be able to put that out, you have to be able to appreciate it. No, I'm saying as the listener, that's why we listen to it over and over again and don't just move on to the next one. Like,
I love that.
Yeah. Because they're like, what is it doing on? Let me check and see. I was getting a good amount of notifications on that thing. That first day I put it on. So hold on, let me look at that real quick.
That's so cool. So many people messaged me that day. I was like, oh my God, thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was. Let me see where you at. There you go. So almost 10,000 views on that post. So
wow.
Yeah.
I try not to look at numbers. It gives me anxiety. I don't know what the numbers are on anything exactly, but
what's so crazy?
It looks good.
I didn't get that at first until I started getting into doing this other, like instead of just doing the artist side of it, because I've been so screwed over so much. Of course, that's why I started the radio station and the TV network. And
yeah.
When I first put this stuff out, I was just always like, oh, once this thing come out, people are just gonna flood to it because, you know, it's helping them. Mm-hmm. But my God, for that first year, I would say the first 6 months of going into it, I guess the like number, like I put something out and thinking that it's going 25 views, and I was like,
it's like
I see why people get excited.
you gotta keep being consistent. Consistent, present, and keep yourself visible. People are attracted to what is real. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You never really know when, but it always happens. That's what I've done.
It's happening. It's happening now. So like it's been beautiful. But everything happens for a reason. I always say everything happens for a reason, because with all of those trials and everything that I didn't expect to go wrong, I was mentally prepared for it, and I had a team that was prepared for have that mentality of expect the worst but hope for the best.
Right.
And so when things go wrong, it's like, oh, sucks, but okay, this is what we have. So it worked out because I learned so much about artists. Like there are people, like I have a radio station, like I said, there are people that pay to get on the station, but then don't promote that they're on the
Yeah.
stage. There's an option to request your own song. They don't request their own song. It's weird. And then I do I do a lot of things where like on the TV network, I have a show called Blaze Summer's Top 10 Music Video Countdown.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So there are artists that pay to get on it, but then they don't promote it at all. So then it's like, I don't understand why I'm not voting. I'm way better than this artist. But I'm like, all right, well, let's look at Exhibit A.
Right.
I clearly state
look at
to get the people to vote. How many votes do you have? Oh, 0 votes. Wow. Like, you can even vote for yourself. So it's like, yeah.
I think people go into these kinds of like arrangements, especially industry arrangements, with a lot of entitlement. Yes. And a lot of people kind of just feel like, oh, you know, I make music, that's enough. And wow, it is not enough.
Especially now that social media.
You can't tell them. They got to learn on their own. They have to learn on their own, you know, because there's so many artists who have so many trust issues, have dealt with so many things. So you can't even tell them nothing. You just kind of just, all right, well, you know, I hope it works out.
Not in that day and age where the labels pick you up and they do everything for you. Like,
right, not anymore.
Labels looking up, all we have to do is put money behind it. That's
right.
it.
No, they're looking for someone they don't have to do anything for.
Exactly. They just want to put the money behind it. That's it.
Yep. I get it.
So how fun was it working on that video? Let's just go into the video because
it wasn't fun at all.
What?
No, it wasn't fun at all. I definitely feel like there are definitely artists who like really enjoy the like artist part of being an artist, and I'm not one of them. First of all,
I love this interview.
I'm not one of them. I don't really like people that much. So, you know, that day, I'll never forget, we kind of booked this, like, we had a whole different treatment for that video. So it was supposed to be like this vampire, like dark, like really like gothic. Then we booked this like cage and like this like underground like dominatrix place. It was really interesting. So when we got my producer, the producer of the song, Elamar Pro, and I, like, we, you know, put all the money together ourselves. Like, it's, you know, we had been doing everything anyway. And when we got to the place, right, so I had my whole team, 3 cameras, 2 makeup artists, stylists, hair, lead. I had my 2 girls. One of the people in the video was my little sister. So my little sister and my best friend are in the video, and we're all there. You know, I had catering, like all this stuff. Because if anything I'm doing, you know, my biggest thing is having a rapport and a relationship with the people who work with me. Yeah. So I always go above and beyond to take very good care of them. Yeah. And we get there, and the guy who I booked it from, he like flaked on us. Like, he never gave us he didn't give us the right address. And what I eventually found out was what he was doing was he was waiting to see like what I looked like, because I did it all online. And I personally believe that once he saw that it was like a bunch of black, you know, like a bunch of black creatives, that he decided that he didn't want us to work there. Because like I said, it's a little dominatrix cave, you know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily of our ethnicity. Okay. So of course everyone is like, oh, all right, you know, we're just gonna go home. And I was like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't like doing this. So we're gonna shoot this video today because I don't want to do this again. So we literally just looked for an Airbnb that like looked cool. And I found like this house with the stripes on the wall, and I was like, oh, this looks kind of cool. It's like has like an Alice in Wonderland, Jack in the Box kind of feeling. And the director of the video was like, well, what is the video going to be about? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going to sing the song. And my little sister was like, oh, you know, we can change clothes. Like, so we like went to Forever 21 and like got new clothes. Yeah, like we just kind of, everything was definitely on the fly. And by the time we checked into the Airbnb, it was midnight. So we checked into the Airbnb to shoot at midnight. We were supposed to be shooting from like 4 p.m. And everyone stayed. Like everyone was there, and we did makeup, hair. And the director was just like, the Airbnb had this clock. It had like this really cool clock, and it was like, let's shoot in front of the clock, and it was like, let's light up the rooms different colors. It's okay, you know, whatever, we see what happens. And my leading guy was also so helpful. You know, he like came with all these different outfits, and we were like, listen, no, it's gonna look like, but we're just gonna try something. And I just started to perform it kind of the way that I felt it. So like, they didn't tell me to do anything. I started crawling. I started like crawling on the wall. It was like really weird. I'm like, why am I doing this? This is so weird. I just want to shoot this one time. I don't want to ever do this again. And then when I saw the final cut, I was like, wow, I did that. Okay, cool. And then it was like, I was really scared that people weren't going to like it because I didn't have a treatment. You know, it didn't have a story. Yeah. It just was like me, like in fur and stripes. What is this?
Extra.
But people really liked it, and I have no idea why. But
I see it's unexplainable. But everything you went through, that entire story, all of that stress, that pain, all of that went into everything. Mm-hmm. Like,
yeah, I just wanted to get it done. I was like, all right, I'm not shooting this more than once, y'all. So let's go ahead and get this done. Thanks. I'm leaving. I think I left before they were even done. I was like, going home. I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. Oh yeah, and I loved the way it came out. We didn't have to do a lot of edits. I think we did like 2 edits. There was one edit that didn't have a neon sign and one that did. So everything just worked out perfectly. Yeah, I'm hoping my next video is like that. We'll see.
Hey. My God, that's fire. That is fire. Is this same team? Is the same team that you used for your previous video?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's up? Squad.
I'm always open to like working with new like talent and new energy. I just haven't stumbled across it yet. It's like I love my videographer, director, my producer is like a really big part of the creative process because he's the person who's like, Ekela, that idea is bad. Like,
because I'm not, your life.
Yeah, he's my like, you know how they say you have a yes man on your team? He's my no man. He's my no man. Like he's Ekela, no, he's just no, and he doesn't really have a lot of emotion behind it. He doesn't explain it. He'll just be like, no, and I'll be like, okay. Okay, thanks. But that's because I'm not a visual, like I'm not good at creating visuals. I can make some music. I sit in the studio all day and make it, but visuals are not my forte. So, and everyone in the team knows it, which is good. I think that's why I don't want to really leave them because I don't think I'd be as successful if I had a yes man.
At all.
Because there would be no one there to tell me that my ideas are trash.
Exactly. And you need them so bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll see what the next video looks like. See if it's working, if the method works. Mm-hmm.
Yes, you don't understand. What's crazy is I have in the past a bunch of just yes men, but luckily I'm so close with my mom. Like,
yeah.
Me and her like good close, and and I always be like, I know she ain't gonna lie to me. So
right.
Mom, you think about this. Her thing is that when you hear that when you hear that when you hear that it ain't it.
Right. No, there has to be someone. There has to be.
Mom, they said that thing was fire. They lied to you. So yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Someone has to say it.
Yes. So yeah, definitely. No yes man. What's crazy is there's a show that I have on our network. It's a Signature Series network, by the way. Roku, Fire TV. I don't know how we do, but anyways, we have a show called Boast and Roast where there's this. We have our guy Spider. He normally does like because gaming has become popular, so he'll be in the corner playing. The game will be shown on the screen, but he's started playing music on this show. So we came up with the idea to where artists submit their music in. It's called Boast and Roast. So if the music is good, I'll pop up on the screen, I'll boast it, say whatever the good thing about it. But if it's bad, then my partner, Mr. Cooper, come on and he roast it. Now, that first few episodes, I'm like, God, Cooper be going in. I be feeling bad. But at the same time, like when I look at like the comments and a lot of the people, of course, the artists that got roasted don't care nothing for it, but everybody else is like, man, this is what we need because you put that out. This is what you're going to get. So
Right.
Yeah. I have a friend that just put out a video, and she went in on it too. Went in on it. I don't know exactly if the treatment went as planned, but the dancers, the whole 9 yard looks good, but so, oh God, oh, it ain't it at all.
You know, I work in artist development. I get
like, y'all didn't tell her, y'all ain't let her know that move wasn't right. All right, that spin was backwards. That arm movement went, no, that's not. They not at all. They just let her just.
You know, it's a learning curve too. Sometimes there has to be that one way or another. You will always find out the truth about your work.
Yes. Oh, yes. Exactly.
You know, so maybe it'll be through, you know, a show like that, or you'll post it on Instagram, and everyone will be in your comments and telling you how bad it is.
Yeah.
One way or another, it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. Definitely gonna happen. All right. So, what are future plans and projects for as far as doing music? Because you said this came out in 2019. So, so anything in the works for that 2020 or even this year?
Well, I think, you know, for the next couple of months, I'm really just going to be like prepping. I gotta, you know, one thing that's extremely important to me when I'm working is getting my health, my body together.
Yes.
And not just like physically, just like I have to get mentally prepared. I have to get myself prepared for whatever it is I'm going to be working on. So I'll be spending the next couple of months like really focused on my body, like detoxing, getting my fitness together, getting my health together, getting my brain together. And then we're going to shoot a couple of videos for some songs that were already released. And I have another EP to release.
Yes.
I haven't decided if it's going to be this summer. I feel like it's not. I kind of want to do the mom thing. I'm not sure. I don't know. Because like usually I always make all these big plans and then something happens and I end up releasing it anyway. So I'm trying to be a little more free flowing. Yeah. Not be like such a stickler for planning. Because at the end of the day, nothing is really in our hands, you know? The biggest thing for me is releasing that EP and releasing that new music. It's I made a kind of quiet promise to myself to make music that kind of is more comforting to people, and I realized that Catalyst is that for people, and that's kind of how I just want to keep that going. I want to be that person that kind of has this music that feels like a hug. Well, yeah.
Catalyst feel like more than a hug. Catalyst is a massage.
Right. Yeah. Just, you know, self-care in general.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That dog. Catalyst. My goodness, God. Oh yeah. I freaking love it.
Thank you.
All right. So so making music it's so crazy because like as an artist, and I always say that's why I love this interview, because I run into so many that there a lot of them are just, there are people that are just gifted to be gifted, like God just gave it to them. They don't even want to sing, and then they talk and they cough in beautiful Beyonce, Whitney Houston type notes come out their mouth, you know. So they'll do music and it'll naturally sound good, but just the appreciation of the art, you know, isn't there. And then there are a lot of people, you know, that we get that aren't as that aren't as blessed with the gift, but you know, can do the proper things like the vocal training and put that hard work in behind, you know, into making it happen. And then they have that art and passion. For somebody like you that has that art and that passion, but also has that talent, because my God, you're like, it sounds so effortlessly good. And then you're a freaking vocal coach, so you know what's up. You know what I'm saying? So how is that? How is it like? Is it more? Just by talking to you, I see that you're extremely humble, and I love that.
You think so? No, I'm just tired.
You know, man.
No, because the energy. I'm not humble at all.
Well, let's talk about that. So, with that, like having just being blessed with that gift and having that appreciation for that art, do you ever get to a place to where it's like, I got this?
Yeah. So like, I have like studio rules, for example. Like people know, like if we're working together in the studio, like people are very cautious to give me their ideas. You know, people are very because I will dig into them. Not like don't, you know, not like saying like don't give me your ideas, but if you do have an idea, or if you are going to tell me not to do something, you better have a damn good reason why I shouldn't do it. Like I want to know, like, okay, so you know how is this going to change the feeling of the song? You know what I mean, like what notes should I sing? Like what is the harmony I should do? How should I do this? Because if you can't tell me that, then I'm gonna be like, all right, well, thanks for playing. You know, next time you come here. Right. So like when it comes to like creating, I'm very, very, very hands-on, and I'm not a big fan of having too many cooks in the kitchen. Like whoever I'm working with, like the producer I'm working with, like it kind of stops there. I'm not big on collaborating writing wise. The collaborations I have done, they did not happen in person. It's usually I will like write up the song, produce the song, do everything to the song, and then hand it over. And then whatever happens after that doesn't have anything to do with me. But I also have a clause in most of my contracts where the song can't go out unless I say, okay, yeah, this is
approval straight up.
Yeah. And there's lots of songs that just kind of haven't made it out because I'll be like, no, I just don't want my name to that.
The very same. I got a whole catalog.
Yeah, and that's okay.
You ain't putting that out.
When the time is right and when everything is right, it'll go out. I don't attach myself.
That right there is crazy, because there was a song that I had like that same thing, produce, right, do all my things, send it out, and then for like a good 2 years it was no, can't do it. But then just that wave of music was out, and I'm like, hey, yo, we need to drop this.
Yeah. You know when the moment is right. And then I think also there's like a respect thing, you know, when you have good work ethic and you're professional, people will run it by you anyway. You know what I mean? Like even like I think people just kind of have grown to respect my opinion, and it isn't. I will never just say like, oh, this is bad. I'll always say like, hey, maybe if you try this, then you know this will work out this way. Or you know, I can ask, hey, what was the effect that you wanted this to have? Because if you try this, then we can just like I'm a constructive criticism all the way. I'll never just bash someone. You know what I mean? I mean, I've had so many people do it to me that now that kind of the tables have turned. It's really nice to have that kind of power and not abuse it. Like I kind of want people to know, like you can be in a position of authority and a position of power, and you know you can be in a position where you have the opportunity to manipulate music and manipulate people, and you don't manipulate them to do bad things. You don't manipulate them in a bad way. You know, I try to manipulate people to believe in themselves.
I love like people don't understand.
Yeah,
it's like all of this I'm taking this in for me, by the way.
I'm glad. That's good.
Because there's a lot of areas where I just feel alone.
I understand.
You feel me? And that right there, my God, there's so many situations where I have to, in the best ways possible, to manipulate the music and the music to make something work, and never to abuse. And then it's like, they have no idea. Like, wow, you just did that for me. And it's like, oh, they won't know. And I just have to be okay with the fact that they won't know.
Right. You just have to be okay with the fact that
another one of me exists. It's just like, yes, it's crazy. So I feel like as a lyricist, like one of the suckiest parts about, because I'm in love with just being a lyricist. Like,
yeah, me too.
Everything about it, the rhymes, the rhyme schemes, the metaphors. Like I always say, there's probably so many different interviews, podcasts, or whatever, where you hear Chris Brown's chucking up the deuces, that song.
Okay.
So the
I love that.
Yes, the third verse, he's like, she's Paula Patton thick. She gave me deja vu. When he said that line, I went ham. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, oh, y'all idiots. I'm like, he said she Paula Patton thick. She gave me deja vu. Now Paula Patton was in the movie Deja Vu.
Yeah.
That's one. Then he's like, she's Paula Patton thick. So it's like, okay, she thick. You know, she's thick like Paula Patton. And then she was married to Robin Thicke, so her name was Paula Patton Thicke. Oh my God. Right. I was just
who wrote that? Wasn't it Kevin?
Yes.
What's his name? Kevin something in the next.
It makes me so mad that every time I tell the story that I can't remember his last name.
It's gonna come back to me though. Kevin something. I like him. I like him. You know.
Well, I liked him after that.
Right. Yeah. Personal.
But at first, I'm like, who is this?
Right.
And that line punched me in the face, and I went crazy. But yeah, there's like a lot of people just whoa. And I'm like, so I had to live with the fact that I know things are going to fly over certain people's heads, and they're just not going to get it. And it's cool. It's cool. But then it's beautiful to have, this platform now, because I can have situations where those things are spoken about. I'm like, oh, that's what that meant. Yeah,
everything comes full circle.
You're freaking. Oh, I freaking love it. All right, so yeah, that's good. Definitely the EP. So, but anything besides music, what are hobbies that you have that have nothing to do with music and the career and the treatments? Is that all just good?
I get this question more than I'm like proud of. I really don't have any. I don't have any. The things that I do, I wouldn't really, they're all music related. So like, I really like rap. I love rap music. So I listen to a lot of rap. That's really it. Like, I play piano. It's not a hobby, it's a part of like work.
Exactly.
I don't have any hobbies that aren't music related. And I don't think I ever have. Ever. So like anything that's not music related, I don't even do it. I usually just hire somebody else to do it. Like I don't.
Yeah, I feel you.
All I do is everything like on the artist development side, I have artists that I am managing in the interim, until I find them managers.
Yes.
And I do stuff for them. Like we do graphics, we do social media, digital marketing, we do styling, like creative direction for things, but I don't really consider them hobbies.
Yeah.
It isn't that I love doing them. I'm doing them because
I know exactly what you mean. I do graphic design and editing and promoting.
I like graphic design. I feel like if I wasn't doing music, I feel like I would probably be in that world. I do enjoy.
I like it. What's crazy is I started graphic design before doing music. The problem is doing it so much is where, like, if it was just, I don't know. I feel like I do it for almost everybody. So having 8 million other things to do, then a whole list of graphic art business cards.
It doesn't feel like a hobby anymore. Exactly. It starts to feel like a job. But music never feels that way to me.
Ever.
No matter how much I do it. So.
The same. I do a lot of, besides my own stuff, mixing and mastering for other people. And what's crazy is a lot of people create their music knowing, all right, Blazer's going to do this to it, so let me do it this way.
I have people who don't create music at all. They don't create music at all because they know I'm going to do it. So there's also that. It just depends on, how you look at it.
My God, you don't understand. It's like I was an alien on the planet. You feel me? And I just found out another alien is here.
We're out here, and I know so many other people who are like that, like the kind of the community that I created in my company. Everyone is really the same way, and it's not on purpose. I'm not like filtering them out. Yeah. It's just kind of those are the people who are kind of being attracted to that type of work.
Yes.
So I think when you do the right type of work, you definitely do attract the right type of person. So yeah, here we are.
What's crazy is I attracted over the years so many extremely, extremely, extremely talented people with the worst mindsets.
Yeah.
God.
It's a learning curve. There's something to learn. There's always something to learn. And I very strongly believe that there's no one who's putting your path for no reason.
Yes.
You can't always see the reason right away. But sometimes it's years, sometimes it's months, days before you realize, oh, that's what, that's what I learned from that situation. So like even those people, there's always.
I'm about to be shipping a whole bunch of people out to you because what you do is what I yearn to give them and can't explain how to do because it's just not as, I don't know how.
I would be happy to. I'm on maternity leave until May. So
I turned 36 in May.
Oh, great. Woo, it's big.
Yeah, at first, when I first turned 30, I was like, no, God, no, please, why? But then I realized, like, in that 30 to 40, in that range right there, that's our prime years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, when Michael Jordan was his best after 30, whenever he's the prime years, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm a prime right now. I'm good.
Right. Exactly.
Straight up.
That's a great way to look at it.
Oh, my God. And the stuff that is coming out is crazy. I just, oh, my God. I have that freaking love you because that same thing, that power. I'm so stuck on that, having that power and that ability to be in certain control and to abuse it or do it this way or look at things that way. To not do that, it's so crazy. I listen to stuff. My God, I found somebody for a birthday gift, a Christmas gift, gave me a hard drive with like my first album from like.
Oh wow!
I was like, oh God, I rhymed that with that.
Yeah,
it was so humbling. It was so humbling to me though, because I do a lot of music review shows, and I get so much music, and a lot of times I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah,
I get a lot of terrible, but I have so much compassion for them because I'm like, yeah, I was there. I know the drive and the.
I've been there. Yeah.
I know you've been there. I love it. So you said you did the EP. As far I saw that on your YouTube that you did. That I see that you have a lot of different live performances or whatever. So do you do backup singing for anyone or
no? Believe it or not. Well, so I did my backup singing when I was a child. Like the last backup gig that I had, I was singing backup for Elton John. That was the last time that I sang backup.
And how old were you?
Right. Nothing crazy. That was I think I was 14.
Wow.
14. That was the last time I did anything like that. And I mean, I think after you sing backup for Elton John, it's hard. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to go into singing backup for anyone else. But I do musical direction. I have clients who I do it for, so I'll do vocal production for others. I can scout backup singers. I have backup singers that I represent, but I myself have not done any. No, not since then. You can't top those experiences.
What you do is good. I just can't express. And as everybody that watches, I want you to understand what you do, like how vital it is. Like I had the privilege of working with Jamia Tucker.
Oh, dope.
Yes, and when we first were recording, like she hired me to do all the production and the writing.
Yeah.
And we did the first few songs or whatever, did all the harmonies, did everything. Now, one thing that I learned from, she always goes to her vocal coach. So she showed her vocal coach a song. She was like, can I sit in a session with you guys? And she came in, and I thank God that I am open to other people and not like, tell me my work. She was like, see, that just don't hit right, that clashes, and I'm not hearing what she means. So she's like, all right, since I made all the music, take all the drums out, just leave the piano and play the harmonies. And then I heard them clashes. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, so you're basing you're building the harmonies around the main vocal, but try building them around the bass line or the piano. And oh my God, it's like,
that's what we do. I consider that vocal production or vocal engineering. There are different names for it now, but voice coach is like, that's the umbrella term.
Yeah, I have that what do they call those attorneys that when you can't afford an attorney, they just
defender.
I'm the public defender of vocal coaches. I've done the thing. Like if I was able to hit the certain notes, I see God knew, because I'd be cocky to see that I'd be Hugh Hefner around. Talk for what, please?
Right.
But there are singers that come in that blow, sing, but they just don't have the direction. So it's cool to be able to, before we do the session.
A team. It takes a team. It takes an army. I tell people all the time, the best music that we hear, it's a machine. It's not one person who made that happen. You need every single moving part, and a lot of artists do not realize that, and they can't understand why their music is not sounding that way. But no, you need a team. You need a team, and the vocal producer engineer is a part of that.
Yes. And I appreciate every single artist that has trusted me in it, and I just have such appreciation for what you do, and I can't get over it. It's like, especially just the non-musical part about it, just mentally preparing me for what's going to happen. And,
yeah,
God, I've sent so many people your way.
You have to. It's not easy. A lot of people are very stubborn. A lot of people are not interested in being open to that kind of work. But like one thing I learned, like even like raising my son, he does better in his school day when he wakes up and he works out, and he we speak to him speak life into him and speak to him positively. Like those very small things make a really big difference in the way that he absorbs and internalizes information. So imagine spending months preparing to record an album and surrounding yourself with positivity and surrounding yourself with things that are meant to mentally cleanse you and spiritually cleanse you. Like you would be amazing. So I see the little changes in my 7-year-old just by the way I speak to him. So everyone has to learn in their own time.
Yeah, that's the fruits of the labor. 12-year-old, he is freaking. I'm freaking so amazed with how good this kid is. Like he, like I'm doing the live streaming thing. He's doing his own gaming streaming. Like I made the mistake. It's not a mistake, but my pockets think it's a mistake when he had straight A's for his 5th grade report card. So I was like, every time you make straight A's, you get whatever you want.
Oh man,
he's in 7th grade now. Hasn't had a report card that wasn't straight A's since. So what he does is he'll send a picture of the straight A's and then the price list. But what he's done.
Is he a gamer? Does he have like a little gaming?
So his whole thing since 5th grade all the way until this past Christmas has been buying parts to build him a supercomputer, get him all. He has everything. So he's streaming now. He actually has a show on my network where he's reviewing other videos. Oh, I love it.
That's so cute.
Oh, I love it. You can call me the ninth one. They call me the Ninth Wonder. So his show is Ninth Wonder Junior. I'm like,
right.
It's freaking amazing. So yeah, I love it. I love it so much. So yeah, so 7 years old, so it's of course so early to tell.
No, my son knows. He has his whole life planned out, which is like.
So what did he try to do?
My son wants to be a NASCAR driver.
Wow.
This is a NASCAR household.
That is what's up.
And he's wanted to be one since he could talk. Like since he's always been fascinated with cars. He kind of started with trains and then moved on to like monster trucks. And then once he found out that there was a sport for organized racing, he was really, really enthralled. My son knows everything there is to know about NASCAR. I bought him books on the history, so he could learn about how it started. And like, I'm talking about books, like not kid books.
Exactly,
he just breezes through them. And he collects, we go to races.
That is amazing.
We are, and it's funny because he's in karate now. And we were at karate one time and he was like, we were at karate and they were playing baseball, like, because we were doing it outside. He was like, what is that? And I realized he had never seen, we don't watch baseball. I realized he had never seen it. So I was like, oh, they're playing baseball. Do you want to play baseball? Like, it's okay to, try different things and see if something sticks. And he looked at me and he was like, I want to be a NASCAR driver. And I was like,
yep.
Oh, yeah, okay. Because you couldn't tell me I was going to be something else either. So I totally got it.
Oh, yeah. That's your seed.
Well, he has already kind of committed to NASCAR college. There's a NASCAR college. I don't know if he's committed to NASCAR college. He's wants to learn to drive, all kinds of stuff. So they start very young. They usually start their training around 11, 12 years old. There's junior leagues and stuff. So I've spent the past couple of years investing in that information so that I know what to do when time comes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That really is. Man, big up to all the kids and everybody watching. Yes, pour into
you have to.
I'm telling you, oh, I want to be a basketball player. Don't just let them go out to the to the court and just play. Learn.
No, there's so much more to it.
Yeah, so much more.
It's expensive.
Oh yeah. Like the pandemic has really saved the pockets on that end because son was also in basketball. He's in the magazine for being player of the year. And this, and I was like, I loved it. And it wasn't because he was so athletic at scoring, but he just took serious on, like he literally like 2 points each game. Like but he was always the first and last one down the court. His defense was unstoppable. He was just such a good team player. Somebody's said, put your head up, keep going. Like he was one of them. And
that's what's up.
Yeah, so I was like really getting ready, like, all right, so we need to do. All right, we're gonna have to let them learn this history, show them this documentary. But then pandemic hit and basketball just,
No, gaming is the thing. It is the thing.
He loves it. He's so good.
That's good.
Yeah, he's so like the games that he plays so good, and now he's like, I don't know where he just adapted and just channeled my type personality, and it's just so ongoing. Like in person, you meet him, super shy. On that camera, he's me. It's insane.
That's great. I have to check out his show. Me and my son.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got you. I'm gonna throw it to you. Definitely. But man, it's been amazing. I don't want to stop talking. Yes, it's been really good. So anything that you want to leave off?
Thank you for having me. Thank you to everyone for streaming and listening and watching. I guess follow me, like if you want to. My name is Ekela. There is no other. So, and that's Ekela. And everybody just follow your dreams. Follow your dreams. Be kind. You only get one chance this life thing, So don't take it for granted.
Yes, you are. I appreciate you, Music Breaker. I appreciate you, Music Breaker. Anybody,
Shout out to Music Breaker.
Yes, big shout out to Music Breaker. Without Music Breaker, this wouldn't even. It probably would have happened. Like I was gonna find my other alien. You feel me? I was gonna find it eventually. Music Breaker just saved me a couple of years. That's all.
Yeah. No. Exactly. That's exactly how you should look at it. Shout out to Music Breaker. Dope.
I'm telling you guys, any of you artists, sign up to Music Breaker. I'm telling you, they're literally like the middleman between influencer artists. It's crazy. So definitely do that. You already know, hit the link in my bio. Look at the campaign. We make it happen. But I'm gonna end this off by playing the music video, playing that Catalyst. Now understand that if you're trying to practice social distancing, this ain't the song to listen to. Because you're gonna be cuddled up. You feel me? But yes, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining me in the Dope Bar. I'm gonna go ahead and just finish this off.
Right, there you go.
As far as both, and we out.